Hello, my dear friend. Have you ever found yourself wondering, what will my life look like in 10, 20, or even 30 years? Or maybe you caught yourself thinking, I want to stay healthy and independent for as long as possible. But where do I even start? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today, we're going to talk about something that matters to all of us, living a long, vibrant life, and the science-backed secrets that can help you not just reach 90, but thrive along the way. Now, you might be thinking, well, genetics play a role, right? And you're absolutely correct. They do. But here's the exciting part. Research shows that up to 70% of our longevity is within our control. That means the choices we make every day, how we move, connect, and even think can add years to our lives. So today, we're diving into the first few predictors that scientists say are essential for a long, healthy life. And don't worry, these aren't complicated rules. They're simple, practical habits that you can start today, right where you are. Let's start with something you've probably heard before, but maybe haven't thought about in quite this way. Predictor number 1, keep moving, but make it joyful. Now, I know what you're thinking. Exercise? Really? That's not exactly breaking news. But here's the twist. It's not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. In fact, some of the most powerful activities are the ones that feel effortless because you're doing something you love. Studies show that people who stay active in their 60s, 70s, and beyond have a significantly higher chance of living into their 90s. But the key is consistency, and that only happens when movement feels like fun, not a chore. Think about it. When was the last time you lost track of time because you were digging in your garden, swaying to your favorite song, or strolling to the park with a friend? That's the magic. Your body doesn't care if it's exercise. It just cares that you're moving. Now, if you're dealing with aches or stiffness, start small. Even 5 minutes of gentle stretching in the morning or a short walk around the block counts. The goal isn't perfection. It's showing up for yourself day after day. And here's a pro tip. Pair movement with something you already enjoy. Listen to an audiobook while you walk. Invite a neighbor to join you. Or put on some music from your youth. Before you know it, you'll be moving more and loving every minute. Let's move on. Predictor number 2. Stay connected. Your relationships are lifelines. Now, this one's close to my heart. You see, scientists have found that strong social ties are just as important for longevity as quitting smoking. Let that sink in. Feeling lonely or isolated isn't just hard on the heart emotionally. It can literally take years off your life. But here's the good news. Staying connected doesn't mean you need a bustling social calendar. It's about quality, not quantity. A weekly phone call with a grandchild, a morning coffee with a neighbor, even a friendly wave to the mail carrier. These small moments add up. They remind us that we're part of something bigger, that we matter. And if you're thinking, but I've lost touch with so many people, don't worry. It's never too late to reach out. Send a letter, join a community group, or even strike up a conversation at the grocery store. You'd be surprised how many people are longing for connection too. And let's not forget the power of giving back. Volunteering, mentoring, or sharing your skills. These actions create ripples of purpose that keep you feeling young at heart. My friend Martha started teaching knitting at her local library at 75. She says it's a highlight of her week, and I bet her students would say the same. Now, before we move on to our next predictor, I want to hear from you. Have you found a way to stay active that brings you joy? Or maybe you reconnected with an old friend recently. Drop a comment below. I'll be reading every one. And if you're finding this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps others find this conversation, too. All right, let's talk about predictor number 3. Cultivate purpose. Why your why matters. You know that feeling when you wake up excited for the day? Maybe it's because you're planning a family gathering, learning something new, or working on a project that lights you up. That sense of purpose isn't just good for the soul. It's a proven longevity booster. In fact, studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose are 2 times more likely to live past 85. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It could be as simple as tending to your rose bushes, writing letters to your grandchildren, or learning to cook a new recipe. The key is to ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What gives my day meaning? Maybe it's caring for a pet, preserving family stories, or even advocating for a cause you believe in. Whatever it is, nurture it. Because every time you engage with what matters to you, you're sending your body and mind a powerful message. I'm still here and I've got so much left to do. Think of your purpose like this little seedling. It doesn't need to be a towering oak tree overnight. Just give a little light, a little water, and watch it grow. And if you're not sure where to start, try this. Tomorrow morning, set one small intention. Maybe it's today I'll call someone who needs a laugh, or I'll finally organize those old photos. Tiny steps lead to big changes. Now, we've covered 3 powerful predictors so far: joyful movement, meaningful connections, and a sense of purpose. But we're just getting started. Next time, we'll dive into the role of diet. And no, I'm not talking about restrictive fads. We'll explore how to eat for longevity without giving up the foods you love. Plus, we'll chat about the surprising link between your mindset and your lifespan. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. In the meantime, I'd love to hear, what's one small step you'll take this week toward a longer, healthier life? Let's inspire each other in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and remember, every day is a gift, and you've got so many more to unwrap. You know, one of my favorite things about life is how it's filled with little joys, like biting into a ripe strawberry or savoring a warm slice of homemade bread. And here's the best part. Those simple pleasures aren't just good for soul, they're powerful tools for longevity. So let's keep our conversation going with the next science-backed predictors that could help you thrive well into your 90s. Let's talk about predictor number 4. Nourish your body, but keep it delicious. Now, I'll be honest, when I hear the word diet, I think of bland salads and counting calories. But here's what the research actually shows. The healthiest older adults aren't following strict meal plans. They're enjoying real wholesome foods that taste amazing, and they're doing it mindfully. Take the Mediterranean diet, for example. It's linked to longer lifespans and sharper minds. But guess what? It's not a diet at all. It's a lifestyle centered around fresh veggies, fruits, whole grains, and the occasional glass of red wine. The secret? Balance, not deprivation. Think of your plate like a painter's palette, filled with color, variety, and flavors that make you smile. And here's a tip. If you grew up eating comfort foods that feel like a hug, keep enjoying them. Just tweak the recipe a bit. Swap butter for olive oil, add an extra handful of greens to your soup, or try a new spice. Small changes add up. And let's not forget the social side of eating. Sharing a meal with loved ones slows us down, helps us digest better, and feeds our hearts as much as our bodies. My neighbor Frank hosts a monthly potluck brunch where everyone brings a dish from their childhood. Last month, we had pierogies, tamales, and Swedish pancakes, all in one meal. It's about joy, tradition, and connection, not just nutrients. Now, let's tackle something we all experience but rarely talk about: stress. Predictor number 5. Embrace a positive mindset. Your thoughts shape your future. Now, I'm not saying you need to be Pollyanna 24/7. Life throws curveballs, and it's okay to feel frustrated or worried. But studies show that how we handle stress and the stories we tell ourselves can add years to our lives. Take resilience, for instance. People who view challenges as temporary, this is tough, but I'll get through it, tend to have stronger immune systems and healthier hearts. One study even found that folks with a positive outlook in their 50s were 30% more likely to live past 85. How's that for a reason to see the glass as half full? Here's a trick I love. Start your day by naming one thing you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the smell of coffee or the sound of birds outside your window. Gratitude isn't about ignoring life's problems. It's about training your brain to spot the light, even on cloudy days. And if stress does creep in, try this. Take 3 slow breaths, deeper than usual. Imagine you're blowing out a candle. It's like hitting a reset button for your nervous system. Now, I want to pause here and ask, what's your go-to comfort food that also nourishes your body? Or maybe you found a way to shift your mindset during tough times. Share it in the comments. We can all learn from each other. And if you're enjoying this series, give the video a thumbs up. It helps spread these ideas to more wonderful folks like you. But before we wrap up today, let me leave you with this. Aging isn't about loss. It's about growth. Every wrinkle tells a story. Every year brings new wisdom. And every small choice you make, whether it's adding an extra veggie to your plate or choosing to laugh instead of worry, is a step toward a vibrant, fulfilling life you deserve. And remember, you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. Now, let's keep going. There's something beautiful about evenings, isn't there? A time to reflect, to unwind, and to recharge or whatever tomorrow brings. And speaking of recharging, let's dive into final predictors that science says could help you not just reach 90, but savor every moment along the way. Let's start with predictor number 6. Prioritize rest, your body's nightly tune-up. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Sleep? At my age? But here's the truth. Quality rest isn't a luxury. It's essential. Think of it like this. Every night, your body repairs cells, strengthens your immune system, and even tidies up your brain like a janitor sweeping away the day's clutter. But getting a good night's sleep isn't about forcing yourself to stay in bed for 8 hours. It's about rhythm and ritual. Maybe it's sipping chamomile tea, reading a chapter of a mystery novel, or listening to soft music as you drift off. And if you wake up at 3 a.m., don't stress. Try this. Keep a notepad by your bed to jot down those midnight ideas. Then breathe deeply and remind yourself, rest is still rest, even if I'm not asleep. Scientists have found that older adults who prioritize sleep have sharper memories, healthier hearts, and even better balance. So dim the lights an hour before bed. Tuck your phone away, yes. Even the grandkids' photos can wait till morning. And let your body do its magic. And if naps are your thing, embrace them. A 20-minute snooze can feel like a mini vacation. Now, let's talk about something we often put off until it's urgent. Predictor number 7. Partner with your health. Be proactive, not passive. I'll admit, I used to dread doctor's appointments. All those numbers and tests. It felt like a report card on my aging body. But here's the shift that changed everything. Seeing my healthcare team as partners, not judges. Preventive care isn't about waiting for something to go wrong. It's about catching little things early, like a gardener pulling weeds before they take over. Schedule those screenings, ask questions, and speak up if something feels off. My friend Ray discovered his vitamin D was low during a routine check. Now he takes a supplement and says he's got the energy of a man 20 years younger. And let's not forget the power of advocacy. Bring a loved one to appointments, keep a health journal, or even write down your questions beforehand. You're the CEO of your health, and every test, every conversation is a tool to keep you thriving. Remember, aging isn't a problem to fix. It's a journey to navigate with curiosity and care. So there you have it, all 7 predictors. Let's tie them together. Move with joy, nurture your relationships, feed your purpose, savor nourishing meals, cultivate resilience, honor your need for rest, and stay curious about your health. But here's the secret sauce. Progress, not perfection. Miss a walk? Forgot to call a friend? That's okay. Tomorrow's a fresh start. Science gives us the map, but you hold the compass. Every small choice, a walk around a block, a phone call to a loved one, an extra hour of sleep, is a love letter to your future self. Before we say goodbye, I want to hear your story. What's one habit you'll embrace, or one you've already seen transform your life? Share it below. Your wisdom might be the nudge someone else needs. And if this series resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe. Together, let's build a community where aging isn't feared. It's celebrated. Thank you for spending this time with me. However many candles are on your birthday cake, remember, you get to decide how brightly they shine. Here's to your health, your joy, and the countless adventures still ahead. Keep blooming, my friends. The best is yet to come.